Hi everyone, welcome back to PrepLoop. In this video, we are going to learn about conditional statements if and else. So far our programs just ran line by line, but real programs need to make decisions, right? For example, show pass or fail, allow login or not, or check age eligibility, etc. So that's where condition statements comes in. So why decision making matters? Decision making allows a program to choose different paths based on some conditions. In this video, we are going to see if and else statements. So let's start with if statement. So what is an if statement? An if statement runs a block of code only when a condition is true. So let's see the syntax of if statement. Condition. Code runs if condition is true here. So here condition must always return true or false. So Java does not accept numbers as condition. So let's see this with an example. Int age equal to 20 and I'll write a condition saying if age is greater than or equal to 18. If age is greater than or equal to 18, then I'll print something inside the if condition, maybe something like you are eligible to vote. Okay, so let's run this program and see what it prints. Yeah, it prints you are eligible to vote because this condition is true, age is greater than or equal to 18. For example, let's say I'll declare age as 10 and run this program again, and if you see, nothing is printed here as this block of code is not executed, as this statement is false here. So the if statements runs line by line only the condition, if the condition is true here. If not, it continues to run the next line of the code. So for example, I'll write like end of the program something, and then I'll run this. Okay, you can see this, right? So end of the program is getting printed here, but we are not getting this value, and if you give 20, both the values will get added. So you are eligible to vote plus end of the program, both are executed. Now let's see what is if else here. If else statement. Let's close this. So if we want an alternative when condition is false, we use else. So for example, let's say if condition is false, then I have to do something else. Then I have to use else statement there. So let's see the syntax first. So where the syntax is, if condition is true, run this block of code. If it is false, then the else block is executed here. So I'll comment all this and I'll take an example here. Let's say int marks is equal to 40 here. Okay, and I'll just say if marks greater than or equal to 50, then print pass. Okay, so if there is only if statement and if I run this program, it will not print anything. So if the students who gets less than 50, I have to also tell them that they are fail. So to do that, I need a else block here. So in this case, I'll write if this is not true, then you print this here as fail here. So in this case, if I run and if the marks is 40, then I get as fail. Whereas if I give more than 50, for example 60, and run this program, it will give as pass. So this is how the if else works. Now I'll give you a problem 1. So let's declare a variable with x equal to 10, and then I have a condition saying x is less than 5 here. Pause the video here and guess the output and let me know what will be printed after the problem 1. So let's run this program now. You can see that problem 1 prints only done and not greater. So I have written 2 lines here, but still you can see the only first line is getting printed, because for if else condition the brackets matters a lot. So if you don't declare a bracket, only the one line which is declared after this if will be considered, and none of the lines after that will be printed or executed. So for example, so I have to print x here only if this condition is true, this one, otherwise it should be outside, right? Now if I run this program, the 10 is also printed here. Now if I have to print only if it is greater, then I have to add this inside the braces, and if you run now, it will not print anything, only the statements outside the braces will be printed here. So remember, if you don't add these braces here, then only the first line after the if condition or the else condition will be considered. As a beginner, I don't recommend that not to use braces. It's always good to follow adding braces in your programs, especially when you are learning Java. Okay. Now let's see one more condition, if else ladder. Okay. So if else is a continuous different conditions. If condition 1 is true, it will run this. If condition true is true, runs this block of code, that is else if, and there is one more else if here which runs this third block of code. Sorry, this should be 3, and the same for else. So when all these conditions is not true, then this will be executed, run if all conditions are false. So this is how the if else ladder works. Let's take the marks example here, and I'll explain you how this works. For example, int marks I have given just pass or fail, right? But there are lot other conditions here. For example, if marks is greater than or equal to 90, then print grade A. If marks is greater than or equal to 75, let's print grade B. And if marks is greater than or equal to 60, for example, let's print grade C here. And if none of them is true, let's add fail. Okay, and let's take the marks as 70 here, and let's run this, and you can see, right, grade is C now. Okay, and if I give 90 here, grade will be A, whereas if I give 30 or 40 and if I run this, it will give fail here. So here, based on the condition, if it's true, it will run the block of data. You can add any number of lines inside this block. I'm just adding one print statement just for the examples. Okay, yeah, I'll just give you few interviews edge case question. Problem 2, let's say number is 10 and we are going to execute whether it's a positive or negative number. So if it's 10, you always know that it's a positive number, and if you are giving some minus number like negative number, if you run this program, it gives not positive number. What happens when you give 0 here? Okay, 0 is not positive and negative, so it is a special case. Now if you run this, it just goes to else block, as whenever this is false, it will always go to negative. So this is called corner case. So we should always remember, when we execute any of the examples, you should always find the corner cases. So here also in the marks, right, if you see, I don't give equal to here. Okay, only when if it's greater than 90, I'm printing grade A. Now what if they pass only 90 here? It should be grade A, right? But when you run, it will automatically print grade B, because this marks is not greater than 90, it's equal to 90. So we should always add greater than or equal to 90 to cover 90. Whenever you miss this condition and add only, then few of the numbers will never be handled. So that is called edge cases in conditions. So in interviews, this is very important. If it's 0, we should add, else if its number is equal to 0, then so 0 is neither positive nor negative, and then we can have a else condition which says it's not positive. In this case, if number is 0, it will cover this corner case as well. So the edge cases are really important, especially when you attend interviews, and in the first round, like when you attend hacker rank or lead code kind of rounds, you need to give such edge cases to pass more test cases. Now let's quickly recap what we learned today. We learned if statements, if else statements, why braces matters, and also few of the interview tips here, and if else ladder as well. And in the next video, we will go one level deeper with nested if else, where decision happens inside decisions. Please let me know if you want to cover any other topics or if you have any doubts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.